Welcome, friends, to Virgo season. Virgo season 2025 happens to align with eclipse season. So, Virgo and the eclipses are essentially skipping hand in hand down the proverbial path of recalibration. Eclipses are not random cosmic happenings, but precisely timed energetic portals that propel you into a higher timeline. They are always working to achieve greater alignment between your human and your higher self. With not one but two solar eclipses in Virgo and a lunar eclipse in Pisces this season, it is a period of fated recalibration designed to support your highest, most benevolent timeline. It might not be super comfortable for your human right now, but it is very purposeful for your soul's evolution. About Virgo. Represented by the maiden, Virgo longs for purity, not in a moral sense, but in the sense of clarifying what is useful, essential, and aligned. Virgo is the part of us that believes without a doubt that we are capable of excellence. It is the part that is constantly connected to the enormity of our mission here on Earth. Because of this connection, Virgo has the power of discernment. It is acutely aware of what is not supporting our excellence. In other words, Virgo is all about refinement. It brings order where there is chaos. You can think of Virgo like the golden needle of the zodiac. It knows what to clean up and clear out in order for us to keep climbing the evolutionary ladder of life. Now, unlike its Earth counterparts, Taurus and Capricorn, Virgo is adaptable and its nature supports change so long as that change is for the better. This is where Virgo and eclipse season work together beautifully with their shared goal of accelerating your soul's evolution. A word of caution though, when Virgo's longing for purity morphs into unhealthy obsession, it translates to perfectionism or extremism. If we subconsciously operate from this place, we deny our humanness, never allowing ourselves to start something new or to be terrible until we're not. From this perspective, nothing is ever good enough. Mistakes seem like the end of the world. A beginner mindset is ridiculed rather than valued. We are overly critical about ourselves and the way we show up in the world. And we unknowingly put pressure on ourselves to know more, do more, be more. We put some future version of ourselves on a pedestal and keep her there. She's the one who does the things. She's the one who has it all together. This ultimately creates stagnancy or a life half lived. The good news here is that perfect isn't real. It is the antithesis of being human. And with the South Node in Virgo from January 2025 until July 2026, we are collectively supported in the purging of these tendencies. It is time to begin, to try something new, make mistakes and learn from them, feel unsure but do it anyway. It is time to let yourself live. Ruled by Mercury, the planet that governs the creation of our reality, Virgo is an analytical and practical energy that likes to organize and clarify. It is deeply attentive to detail, has a strong sense of duty, is skillful, reliable, and oriented towards service. Virgo's humble energy is what mends and improves, dissects and clarifies, tends to sacred order and ritual, and is devoted to service as a sacred offering. The shadow side of this attentive nature is prioritizing others over self and letting things get too heady. Does your practical nature lead you to neglect yourself? When is the last time you did something nice for yourself just because? Do you have a tendency to get stuck on the worry train, overanalyze, or lose sight of the bigger picture? We all know how easy it is to get hyper fixated on figuring everything out, planning, obsessing over the details, and needing to know all the twists and turns of life. Mercury rules the mind, after all. This season, the sun is working to illuminate Virgo's shadows, while the south node of the moon is working to purge them. Astrologically speaking, the nodes are deeply tied to fate, destiny, and cycles. Spending about 18 months in a given axis, which is two opposite signs, and taking a full 18 and a half years to complete an entire nodal cycle. Why am I talking about the nodes of the moon? They have everything to do with eclipse season. Now, the transiting north node, which is currently in Pisces, represents where the world is being nudged to evolve. In your personal chart, the house and aspects show where you are being called to stretch beyond your comfort zone. The transiting south node in Virgo represents what we collectively and personally are releasing, rebalancing, or moving away from, and can highlight karmic patterns, old attachments, and past conditioning that really needs to be released and integrated. So, to mix astronomy and astrology together, when the moon moves between the earth and the sun, it is a solar eclipse, essentially a supercharged new moon and a powerful time of new beginnings. The new moon and the solar eclipse on August 22nd was the first of two that we will experience this Virgo season, a rarity. It was a significant pivot point or a sacred pivot that may have pushed you out of your comfort zone as it began stripping away those old patterns to make space for the new. This was a peek into your future. The next 2 weeks after that may have felt a little dramatic or even chaotic, but trust that the chaos is and was purposeful. It was being illuminated for you, exaggerated so that you'd notice. It was coming up to be released. The next solar eclipse in Virgo, new moon, is September 21st. As I said, this is a rare season. It is a second chance for that accelerated growth and transformation. Okay, so we've talked about Virgo's shadows and how the cosmos are supporting us to release them. But what comes in when we let these old ways of being go? Pisces energy, that's what. Pisces is Virgo's opposite, the sign that shares an axis and holds the medicine for Virgo's, quote, illnesses, if you will. When Virgo gets contracted, micromanaging life and wanting to know the how, when, what, where, Pisces steps in to remind us to trust. Deeply connected to the bigger vision and the all that is, universe, source, God, Pisces is a spiritual and philosophical energy that knows unconditional love. With the North Node here, we are invited to lean into these qualities. The lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 7th is a full moon, a time of illumination. There may be closures, there may be healing, there may be an invitation to surrender. Something is being brought to your awareness, brought from the depths of your subconscious into your conscious awareness. Is there someone you need to forgive? Is there a situation you've been forcing? Is it time to surrender and go with the flow? Something will be brought to your attention here, and all that is transpiring for you now will be worked out in the next 5 to 6 months as eclipse season ripples out into your life. Here's a little Virgo through the houses for you if you would like to know where this might be impacting you personally. If Virgo rules your first house of self, identity, and appearance, the first impression you give is likely thoughtful, analytical, and detail-oriented. Others may see you as reserved, health-conscious, and service-driven. You are likely meticulous with your appearance. You may embody a grounded, practical approach to life and seem like the have-it-all-together type. Let go of the need for your appearance, your body, or yourself to be, quote, perfect. It's not real. If Virgo rules your second house of money, resources, and values, you likely value practicality, efficiency, and usefulness. You're probably mindful with your money, preferring budgeting and organization over risk taking. You may attract income through service, analysis, health fields, or work that requires precision and accuracy. And you are a little too extreme about your material comforts. If this feels true, can you indulge yourself a little? Be impractical and notice how good it feels. If Virgo rules your third house of communication, siblings, and learning, your mind is detail focused and precise. You likely communicate clearly, though sometimes critically, and approach learning everything in a systematic, thorough way. Regarding your close relationships, like with siblings or perhaps neighbors, you may be the responsible one, the practical and even problem solving one. Do you let yourself show up messy sometimes? Can you be the one that's receiving rather than giving support? If Virgo rules your fourth house of home, roots, and ancestry, your private life may feel ordered and structured. You likely value cleanliness, routines, and efficiency in your home. Family dynamics may revolve around caretaking or helpfulness. You may feel secure when life is organized and you prefer it that way. But sometimes you need to say, fuck it. Leave the dishes, let someone else be responsible for once. Let there be balance and know that you are valuable regardless of what you do for other people. You are inherently worthy, inherently valuable. If Virgo rules your fifth house of creativity, romance, and pleasure, you may approach romance a bit cautiously, preferring steady and reliable over dramatic passion. Your creativity often manifests in detailed crafts, writing, or anything requiring skill and precision. Pleasure for you often comes in small, refined, or practical, earthy forms like acts of service. And I ask you, what would feel really fun, maybe even a little risky or silly and out of your comfort zone in this area of life? Let passion or excitement lead you sometimes and see where you go. If Virgo rules your sixth house of service, health, and day to day routine, this is Virgo's natural domain. It means that this energy operates super efficiently without any barriers. Themes of service, discipline, and devotion, as well as wellness, are likely amplified in your life. You thrive when you're working in detail oriented environments and are highly conscious of your physical and mental health. Daily routines are likely central for your well being, and too much of a good thing can make you feel bored AF. Let yourself shake things up a bit. You might like it. If Virgo rules your seventh house of one on one relationships and partnerships, you are likely drawn to partners who are dependable, grounded, supportive. You may approach relationships with practicality, preferring clear roles and mutual service, but sometimes this influence can make you overly critical or perfectionistic with yourself and your partners. Check your standards. Are they realistic? Remember to let the practical part of you take a back seat every now and then. Do things for the sake of fun or just because. If Virgo rules your eighth house of intimacy, shared resources, healing, and all things taboo, you likely approach this area of life with caution, responsibility, a need for clarity. What the fuck is happening? You likely take things slow and have steady steps in the realms of transformation, which often comes through careful analysis and healing work, as well as forming deep bonds and managing other people's resources. Slow, steady. Intimacy may feel safest when there's trust, loyalty, and practical reliability. Does this person show up for me? Are they consistent? Are they grounded? They show you who they are, not tell you who they are. I do ask though, what are you being asked to surrender here? Can you let go of control, as terrifying as that might be? If Virgo rules your ninth house of higher learning, belief systems, and travel, your worldview is shaped by logic, details, and a practical philosophy of life. You may be drawn to study subjects requiring analysis or research. If you travel, it is likely purposeful and often connected to work, service, or self improvement. Do you need a little just because in your next adventure? Perhaps you let your excitement lead the next trip, worry less about your itinerary and more about spaciousness for spontaneity. Now, if Virgo rules your 10th house of career, public life, achievement, and reputation, you are known for precision, service, and reliability in your professional world. You're good with the details. Your reputation is that of a hard worker, problem solver, and someone who improves systems. Leadership may come through expertise and skill rather than flashiness or popularity. Virgo here means that you leave things better than how they were found. But remember, you do not have to pull more weight than what you signed on for. If Virgo rules your 11th house of friendships, community, and humanitarianism, your social circles are often built around service, work, or shared practical goals. You prefer reliable, supportive friends that may even be your coworkers. Your aspirations are grounded and often aimed at improving life in tangible, helpful ways. And you make the world a better freaking place through your earthly work. Now, would it feel fun to have a wild card in your community? Or maybe you get to be the wild card every now and then. Shake up how you spend time with your friends, see who tags along, and how it feels to do things differently. If Virgo rules your 12th house of spirituality, hidden realms, dreams, and the subconscious, your inner world is analytical yet compassionate, and you find peace in small acts of service or healing work. Solitude helps you sort through details and integrate your subconscious patterns, but there can be a tendency to overthink or worry behind the scenes. This is like anxiety, things like that. Remember that worry is a form of prayer and that your mind is so powerful. The invitation here is to direct this powerful mind of yours to what is going well. What if it all worked out better than you could ever freaking imagine? I hope this love letter resonates with you. If you have questions, feedback, thoughts you'd like to share, find me on Instagram at alignment guide, or you can email me, Kara, at theelementsofevolution.com. If you'd like to work one-on-one together, there are options. You can hit me up for a one-off astrology reading. This is a deep dive into your natal chart, your unique alignment guide, and this is an affirming experience for you. There's also such a thing as cycles reading that gives you perspective on what is going on in life. What is the purpose in the pain and the challenge, and how can you make the most? How can you harness the goodness of the cycles that you are in? If you would like to go all in and work more intimately with me on an ongoing basis, that is an option as well. I work one-on-one with clients who are ready to ditch mediocrity and live in greater alignment and unlock all of the abundance that comes from that alignment. You can also work with me in community inside the Ascension Academy, which is a super fun, ongoing, ever-evolving classroom and community with so many nerdy fun things in there. We have a monthly solar masterclass that includes a little chit-chat about the season, as well as an embodiment practice and space to share and reflect, to be witnessed in the unraveling of your cool as fuck life. We also have an office hours in the Ascension Academy, which is super casual. You come, you bring your questions, whether they're astrology related or just life related, and I get to peep into your chart and nerd out with you. The Ascension Academy also has a school newspaper where this love letter is stored. There's an archives. You get replays of all the solar classes and so much more. All right, on that note, I am sending you so much love, and until next time, mwah.